Look at that. See that clap? Wow, unbelievable stuff. So it wasn't a loud enough clap to actually be good on the audio, though.
Right. You're recording already, aren't you?
Yeah, that's how we roll.
So should we describe
amazingly,
what's happening here, mate,
we don't need to. Amazingly, we, if the video happens, it could be a pre-show of the pre-show. Oh. But I think we'll cut it
out. Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be audio.
Because it'll show you how mean Trevor is to me before we record. He's so mean.
Sometimes, it's like parenting, harsh parenting. What's it called?
Cruel to be kind, is that what you reckon?
Got to be cruel to be kind.
Is that right? Yeah, I'll show you cruel to be kind.
Wow.
Hey?
Oh, Stephen's going to turn on me. Is that what you're saying? Just by the way, I text Jackson this morning. I said, mate, you're not going to believe what's happened in Germany. Because we're in Germany, if you didn't realise. We go to a dodgy little pizza joint, and it was dodgy, with an angry-looking man behind the counter. Like, he looked like he would not suffer fools lightly. Do you know what I mean?
He was the Berlin version of the soup Nazi.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to be, because, you try to, one Hawaiian, like you try and not be too rude.
His English was impeccable, mate.
Yeah, it turns out his English is impeccable. And then he goes, no worries, Longhorn. And I'm like, what? Because I'm wearing a Texas Longhorns hat.
Yeah.
And then he announces over the microphone,
Longhorn.
Pepperoni and people got to come and get him. He just calls out Longhorn and I come get my...
Yeah, it's like hat. The Chinese restaurant, Cartwright.
This Texas Longhorns hat has got me discounts at the Space Center in Houston.
Really?
Comments all over America and now in Germany as well.
Boom.
It's mate. I got to tell you,
mate. Imagine if I was wearing my Rabbitohs cap then.
No one would give
people screaming from the other side of the road.
Just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, they would.
I watched the Archie Wilson debut. That kid, the Melbourne kid, playing for Nebraska in the college football.
Yeah, I did. I saw that too. Yeah.
Watched the game, and you know what? They played at the Kansas City Chiefs Stadium. There's like 100,000 people watching a college game.
Tay and Travis Kelce
watching a college game.
Yeah. That's how they roll, mate.
It's huge.
Massive.
That sport is wild.
Yeah. So that's college level, even high school level, decent. High school.
Decent, yeah. But this is like people bet on college level. People go all in.
Well, it's kind of looking into the crystal ball, looking into the future.
In theory,
that's the future.
But like we don't. I said to someone, or maybe it was in the comments somewhere in there. I was just talking about how, mate, I was watching a Dodgers game, then I'm watching this game, and it's like we just don't have the country to support the sport.
We don't have enough people, mate.
That's our problem.
They've got 26 million people in one city, not in the whole country. Yeah. So they're just the sheer numbers. That's why they've got such a big market there. Not only for viewers, but also the talent.
But also, think about how the Australian, like we used to get crowds to things, and then TV, like we've talked about this before. Do you remember the old days? And Stig's listening, he'll remember this vividly, where you couldn't watch the cricket if it was being played in Sydney. Unless it was a sellout, and then it would be on TV.
Mate, I used to get around that because living in Maroubra,
I used to
pick up Win. Used to pick up Win and we'd be watching it. Yeah, beauty boy. Yeah.
But like with rugby league, AFL, everything, the crowds, AFL's different because they do still pull a crowd, mainly because it's a complex watch.
I'll tell you why, because it's a better game to watch live.
Yeah.
It is.
You see the whole
thing. It's not built for TV.
No.
League's built for TV, right? So it happens all there in front of you. AFL stuff's happening off the ball and it moves around so quick. You need to be there to appreciate it. You can watch it on TV and enjoy it, but nothing like being there.
But our sports we've moved. Australians have moved to television broadly, right?
Of course they have, yeah.
But Americans, I mean, they've got so many people. They're on television and in the stadium.
Well, they can support it, So
it was
even similar sort of things happening to cinemas now. Someone was saying they were somewhere. I read somewhere on social media they were at a Bondi cinema on a Saturday night, and the cinema was empty. They were the only two people in the cinema on a Saturday night in Bondi, and watching like a new release film.
And you were disgusted.
They were the only people. It wasn't me. They were the only people in the cinema because you know what, stuff comes out on Netflix direct, or even you notice too. Formula One's already out, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I wanted to see at the movies, I wanted to see Superman, missed it. Wanted to see Jurassic Park Extinction, missed it. Watched it on Fetch, both of them, last week. And that was like 3 weeks after their cinematic release. They were already available. So, That was my thinking in the back of my head, mate. I love going to the movies, but I'm thinking I didn't get to it. I'm thinking that's all right. It's going to be out in 3 weeks anyway, so that's another the window. There's no window.
Why
now.
are you not getting to it?
Because I just didn't have. I was busy that week. I didn't get a chance.
Busy? What? Rearranging your sock drawer?
No, I forget what was on. I think I was travelling. I was coming back from. Where were we? I was coming back from Samsung. That was when Jurassic Park was on.
Okay. Take your word for it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is what it is. It's fascinating. I was just blown away by the recognition of it.
Are you still bothered going out?
Well, I've never been bothered going out, as you well know.
Yes, I know you're not a good person.
I'm not the person you want in that survey.
You are in that other part, other section.
You know when you get phoned up for a phone survey and they say to you, "Are you this age or whatever," and then they go, "Oh, sorry, thanks, we can't continue with the survey." That'd
really?
be me.
Too old.
Have you ever gone out?
You've gone out.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't like going out. You don't qualify for this survey.
Yeah, see you later. Wow.
The one that disqualifies me normally is working in the media.
Yeah.
For phone surveys.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
They don't want a bar of it.
Good.
So I don't say that anymore. I just say that I don't.
Up front, just say I work in the media, mate. That's it.
No, I like doing phone surveys.
Do you really? Hang on a minute. You don't like going out, but you love doing phone surveys. What the hell?
If you get me at the right time. If they get me at the right time.
What time would that be for the listeners of telemarketers listening right now? What time would that be, Trev?
Look, before dinner. I feel like anything after dinner is a disgrace. You shouldn't call at that time.
So, like, you're talking
if you call between 5 and 6, I'm a big chance of taking the call.
I don't believe it, really.
Mate, during the election, I was recording them and getting transcripts and sending them to my local member who's someone we know, so I was helping him with the research to what the others...
What about Trevor the citizen?
Yeah.
Doing the surveys.
I had one...
But surveys on what, just random stuff? Or what
I had one from my local council about trees. Like, do you think we've got enough trees? I'm like, no. Yes. What do you want me to say? And then there was a thing about, should you be able to remove your own trees? I'm like, yeah, I've just had to remove one. So, I shouldn't have had to go through I had to pay hundreds of dollars.
If it's on your property.
It's complicated. But even if it's on
councils have different rules.
Yeah. It was on my property and it was going to fall on my house. So I still had to pay $300 to get the council to come and look at the bloody thing.
Yeah, wow.
So I gave them my opinions on that.
Well, are you one to, seeing you like doing surveys, are you one to, sometimes if you buy something from somewhere and you get a little email saying, we hope you like your purchase, do you want to fill out a survey?
Not a lot.
No?
No.
What about Google?
Google review. I'm a top tier Google reviewer. Yeah. I'm like level 6, level 7. Yeah.
Isn't it funny what things...
You don't do Google reviews?
I do the odd one.
It's one of the things that I'll do.
Not in your class, though.
At the end of a trip. Like I'll be sitting at the airport and I'll just go, let's contribute. And the thing is, I forget these days to take photos of like the restaurant or the food or whatever.
Yep.
And so you
missing out on points there, mate.
Well, yeah, you do. I'm a level 7 guide.
Wow.
That's big time, by the way.
Level 7 guide.
9,600 points away from level 8. I've got some work to do.
And what's the top level?
Sheesh. I don't know. I think it just keeps going.
Wow.
My photo views. So photos that I've contributed to Google, how many views do they reckon they've had?
Photos. How many
times photos?
200,000.
8.4 million.
What?
Yep.
What did you take pictures of?
Just anything. I think my number one photo, I don't know how to find it on here.
Do they clip the ticket, mate?
Is my local Woolworths.
Imagine if you had a set for each of those.
So if you search in, I don't know if it'll still work, and we will get onto the tech show any minute now, by the way.
Is that what we're here for?
Yeah, something like that. Let's try this. Woolworths Thornley. Okay, if you search for that, it used to be
your photo.
My photo. Oh, man, I spelled it wrong.
Someone else has beat you.
Someone else. You know what's happened here? Harry and... the little blighter.
Is that Harry shot?
Yeah, so Harry and I...
your grass.
When they changed the store, they reconfigured it.
Yeah.
We went up and I said, well, I've got to take a new photo. And so he takes photos and...
cuts your grass.
Little blighter.
What about that?
Absolutely stiffed me. That's unbelievable.
I can't believe we're talking about your Google reviews, mate. Google reviews and your surveys. I would never have picked you for a survey guy.
Well, guess what? Wow. I'm going to send that to Harry.
So if someone rings you and says, listen, I'm just calling from solar, talking about solar panels. You've already got them.
So you hang straight up, yeah.
What about he goes, we're calling from Telstra or something.
Hang up.
Give you...
No.
Right,
Sales, I'm out.
Right. But surveys, you're in.
Surveys, I'm okay with that.
Right.
How else are they going to find out what's going on?
Sales out, surveys in.
There you go.
I very rarely get calls for surveys, but I do get the odd sales call that I go, yeah, mate. I go, what do you want? What do you need?
Yeah.
And they go, oh, yeah, and then I hang up before they finish talking. That's only what I do. Yeah.
All right, well...
that's how we roll.
Let's do this.
Welcome to Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Not a bad price.
With Trevor Long from EFTM.com.
Really handy device.
And Stephen Fennick from techguide.com.au.
Episode 699,
Whoa,
Stephen Fennick.
Welcome
to the TechHouse, as Balquin's calling it.
And house spelled H-A-U-S.
That's right. We're in Berlin in an Airbnb, the Australia's most esteemed technology team. Val Quinn, Stephen Fennick, Trevor Long, and associated people under the one roof. Thanks to Arlo and Netgear, this show, episode 699. Great to be with you. Episode 699.999999 will be next week. And then episode 700, we'll be back in the studio.
We'll be in person for that show.
I think that's what
Because I suggested...
How do you write 9.99 recurring? Is it just an R? I might do that.
Don't know.
That's what it means when the nine's go on forever, isn't it?
I don't know, mate. I didn't do very well.
Oh, mate, top 1 or 2% in the state.
That's in veggie, mate. My 8-year-old son would have gone when he was that age at that... good at that, but anyway.
That's the plan. We are in Berlin with thanks to a range of companies you can read about on our websites.
Yeah.
Samsung included for IFA. And Stephen, welcome back to Berlin, mate.
Yeah, it's been
2018 was your last one?
I think 2019. 2019, okay. So it's 6 years.
COVID knocked it down.
Pre-COVID, yeah. So I think I was that was the last before COVID.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened. I went, I
actually didn't check, but I don't know that we came back in 2022. We did CES in 2022, but I feel like IFA didn't come back till 23.
Because the only CES that wasn't on that was
21.
Was 21.
Yeah.
But we were back for 22. We were back in person. Yeah.
Yep. So welcome back to Berlin. Hasn't changed at all. You went to the Brandenburg Gate on your opening day and you came back to the apartment and I said, was it any different to what it was 6 years ago? Do you think they've suddenly decided after 100 years to change the gate?
No, mate. It was just to go through it, just to do something. Just to visit the site and just soak it up,
Okay.
And I don't mind coming back to places where I've been before.
I think it'll be interesting to get your perspective on IFA. This is a trade show that started out being the radio show. It was all about how radio transmission and radio devices back in the day.
Yeah.
And then it kind of over the years, many years, 100 years, merged into this kind of more like a tech show, but very much home appliance driven, right?
Yeah.
It always has been, always will be,
and open to the public.
Interestingly, they've taken the IFA, which used to stand for, does stand for,
it's a big long word,
International Flugenflaken something, but they've changed it now. It's like innovation for all.
Oh, so they've found an acronym.
They've found an acronym too.
Clever.
Mainly because
new owners of the show.
Yeah, an England. Based company took it over 2 years ago. Last year was a very tough year, I would say. I think they've done something to reinvigorate it because I already get a vibe that we've spoken about this already.
Yeah, there's so much more interest around it.
Yeah,
and it was International Funkestellungen. That was
I think what I said was better.
Funkestellung. It's IFA for short. Yeah, I think it's easier to say IFA.
I think so.
Internationale Funkestellung. And that's with my accent.
Danke.
And it was also known as the International Radio Exhibition as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. Anyway, so it's back basically. Stephen's back, it's back, and it all kicks off.
We're all back.
It's all kind of kicked off. By the time we publish this, and a little bit late on the publish because we wanted to cram in a couple of things that are kind of being announced in the last few hours.
Pesky embargoes.
But I mean, let's kick it off with Samsung, and let's kick it off before we get into the appliance stuff. Let's talk about mobile because, strangely, there's been rumours of this kind of mobile announcement, but it wasn't what was rumoured. It wasn't a trifold phone. It was
much to my disappointment.
Stephen's very, very disappointed. It's a new tablet, a new smartphone.
Yes,
and I would just argue that Samsung's never announced their tablets and phones here at IFA. They've never announced a tablet or phone the week before Apple's event in September either.
Yeah, true that.
I would argue this is a little bit of
they did
gamesmanship.
They did launch the S25 in San Jose.
Yeah, but time-wise,
I know.
In terms of stealing the limelight.
Right, I think, and we're going to discuss this in more depth in a second, but I think it's just to complete the picture.
No.
You know, like there, because it's all about, my impression is that it's going to be about AI everywhere. Yeah. So AI in the home.
Why are they
AI
two separate events?
Phone.
They were two separate events. There was a press conference and a home thing, and then a live streamed announcement of Galaxy. They are two separate things. They are two separate divisions of Samsung.
I'd say they're probably going to use the Fold and the other devices. If there was an example or a scenario they had to set up, they would probably use those as well.
Yeah, of course. But the announcements are entirely separate.
Yeah. Well,
and
I think they just wanted to get on the bandwagon. They wanted to get on the IFA bandwagon.
They just wanted to muckrake.
You reckon? So you reckon this is a little jab at Apple saying, have you been to India? Get this India. Is that what they're trying to say?
100%.
A week before the our iPhone launch.
Think about it. They've got to...
Do you think Apple's upset about this?
No, not at all.
I don't think they even know about it.
But no, they know about it. But in terms of general... I think the most upset that someone will be about this is Samsung home appliances.
Oh, because it takes the gloss off.
Yes.
I don't think so.
No, it does. Think about it this way. If I do two Today Show segments from Berlin, instead of going, well, I'll do one about fridges and the other one about washing machines, I'm doing one about mobile and one about appliances.
Yeah.
So Samsung, consumer electronics...
So you reckon they're diluting their own message?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
But I think they're doing it intentionally. To just steal a bit of limelight in the week before. Yeah. Just to get a few more headlines.
Get in ahead
with Samsung in it about tablets and things before Apple. And then, remember, if Apple... What are we talking here in terms of dates? Let me just think this out here. So we're thinking Friday the 19th will be the on-sale date for the iPhone.
Yeah.
And this device goes on sale a week later, the Samsung Galaxy S25 FE.
Oh, so they want to get in ahead of the announcement to get it in the consciousness.
But they're not so stupid they're going to try and steal the date.
No.
But, when you go into a retail store on the week of the 22nd, there's going to be big new Samsung signs and big new Apple signs.
Yeah, but do you make like the S25 FE, which is the sort of not quite entry level, it's sort of a more affordable flagship edition, right? Or they say it's flagship experience. Do you think that is even competing against an iPhone? The iPhone customer is not going to buy an FE and vice versa.
No, but it's just about share of voice.
Yeah.
And eyeballs time in a retail store. Yeah, but I'll give them credit. The phone will launch at $1,099, but instead of having pre-order sales and all this kind of stuff, they're not doing any pre-orders. Just on the 26th, goes on sale, but it goes on sale at $849. Day one, it's
so discount day one,
$200 and something dollars cheaper.
So they want to get a big start to it.
They want a big
great
start.
Incentive, yeah.
Well, it's fascinating. Nathan from Samsung was talking about their knowledge of their devices and their customers.
Yeah,
quite
where
interesting.
They go.
Really.
Yeah, I heard that
quite
too.
Fascinating to see, that there's a huge percentage of people that come from the A series, which is their more affordable range, and then go into an FE, or they come from an older FE into the FE, or they come from a previous, like a Samsung Galaxy S9 or
like
S10,
an older Galaxy S phone
into the FE because of its price point.
It's their gateway device.
Well, that's the other side of that is they also look at FE users and go, well, a lot of them are then upgrading to the S25
like a good
or the S24.
Like 25-30% go up, they upgrade. Yeah.
So
that's smart.
Year on year. So the people that they get from an A series or an older iPhone might be into the FE, which originally stood for Fan Edition, but now they
say flagship.
Now
experience.
they say flagship experience.
Well, they can say what they want.
I'm still running with Fan Edition just for
I've got flagship.
Someone this year going from an older phone of any type gets a FE, and then in 2 years from now, they're a big chance of getting them as an S27 customer.
Even though they would say they're going to support this with 7 years of updates too, so you could potentially hang on to this phone for 7 years. Not that many would, I guess, but it's got the 6.7-inch screen. 120 hertz refresh rate, so dynamic AMOLED, so solid. Like in the hand, they're really nice.
Mate, their FE is always a nice phone. Yeah. I reckon, honestly, bang for your buck, it's the Samsung to own.
Definitely.
Of the whole Samsung phone ecosystem, the FE of any year is probably the best bang for your buck.
It's better than A series.
Better than A series.
You get most of the features of the S series.
Like it's got pretty much all the Galaxy AI features.
Camera, you don't get the best camera.
It doesn't have the best camera, and in fact, it's got the same rear camera system as last year's FE.
Right.
But a better front camera.
Yeah.
Isn't that fascinating though? How cameras have just plateaued.
Well, how much better can you get? Like, what do you want?
That's why it's all eyes on Apple next week, right?
Well, there's a lot of pressure on them, mate.
Yeah.
And remember I was telling you about that added camera bump?
You've started to see the people designing little things.
There's extra camera goodness under there, I reckon.
Yeah.
I think that, you remember they're not going to do that just for laughs, are they?
Oh,
having that extra
It is possible.
chunk.
They are wild.
Well, maybe. I'd be very surprised if there's not some feature that warranted that extra design change.
So brand new smartphone at the mid-range, but entry level for the kind of S series, and then a brand new tablet, the Tab S11 and S11 Ultra. Also
So did you see how thin the Ultra
it's like 5
was? It's like
5.1 or 5 point something.
Mate.
But I would argue Samsung's tablets for 4 years now, maybe 5, have had a stunning, thin, squared design.
Big,
Before Apple did that, Samsung was doing that.
Definitely.
These really thin and squared off edges.
Yeah.
Their tablets have always been beautiful.
I feel that Samsung are they're gaining a bit more traction in the tablet space. Their ecosystem.
They
is
showed
growing.
us some projections, and they project this year to be massive for the tablet.
Well, it's a nice one, and I like the 14. It's 14.9. The Ultra.
I can't remember. Yeah,
it's the same size as a laptop screen. So, ideal laptop replacement would be have a laptop size tablet.
And one of the things they've done this year is upgrade DeX, which I don't know what phone that launched on, S10 or something, but they've had it forever.
Yeah.
I think it's a powerful thing that not enough enterprises are using. Is now you can use DeX from the tablet, plug it into a monitor, and you can use both the tablet and the monitor.
A second screen. Yeah, that's smart.
There's a dual screen.
DeX is great. DeX is an underrated feature, I reckon.
I reckon
underrated and underused.
I reckon it's probably Samsung's most underrated. Their most underrated and useful feature. They've got a lot of features that are underrated, probably in the AI space, but I'm not sure all of them are actually useful. I think they're just there.
But I remember using it once in an airport lounge.
Yeah.
When there was a monitor, you could hot desk it. Forget where it was, but I remember having the Samsung phone. The keyboard and monitor was there, and then send emails and did what I had to do, and just unplugged the phone, and that was it.
Walk away,
and that was it.
Yeah. But I remember, and we would have talked about it years ago when this came out.
Yeah.
But the idea of, I remember when I was at SBS, you'd think about, you have all these hot desks essentially, monitor, keyboard, as you said, everything's there, and the people just come in with their laptop, they plug in.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, why are we giving people laptops when they're using spreadsheets and internet? Give them a phone or a tablet like the Tab S11. Yeah. Just give them that, plug it in, and they've got everything.
It's a powerful
you can have Excel, you can have Google Sheets, whatever you want.
That was great.
And it's all on there.
And do you remember when they used to have a special dock for it?
Yes, I've still got it, I think, at home somewhere.
Yeah, it's wireless, isn't it? It's wireless.
Well, it can be wireless, but more likely you're going to plug a USB-C.
You need a USB-C or a HDMI or something.
Or a USB-C compatible monitor, Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
Mate, I'd say DeX is about 10 years old.
I think it might be.
I think it's been around for quite a while.
Might be a bit hard to find look, I think that I mean, there's a bunch of other little things, and we've already written about them. The more affordable S10 tablet, the new Galaxy Buds 3 Lite is what are they called?
Yeah, I read about them a few weeks ago.
Yeah, so these are all things in the ecosystem they're pushing right now.
2017 DeX was introduced.
2017.
So 8 years ago.
Wow.
Feels like 10.
It does feel like 10. It really does.
Yeah. 2017.
It's always
with the physical docking station.
It's always been hard to demonstrate. Because you do need the right monitor, the right thing,
I think it hit just before Windows 11. Was it before Windows 11?
Okay, right.
Yeah. It gave that the same sort of look and feel of Windows.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Anyway, it's a cracker. I'm a big fan.
So if you've got a Samsung device, did you know you got DeX on board?
You probably do,
I've had it the whole time.
You've probably got a desktop computer in your pocket. And by the way, if you don't understand what we mean, when you plug it in, you don't just see your phone. You see what looks like a desktop operating system. Icons, apps, everything, windowing, all that kind of stuff. It's all there. So that's the Galaxy kind of component of Samsung's day. The other part is pretty much, if I could sum it up, AI, connected smart home.
Yeah.
In appliances.
We spoke about Galaxy AI, which is that's part of the S25 FE as well. That's part of the Edition experience. You got Vision AI, which is in their TVs. You've got Smart Things, which is in your home. What's the other AI I'm thinking of? That's it. That's all.
That's it.
So they've sort of covered, and it's also the the screen, the same size screen in all their appliances, the 7-inch screens everywhere, where they're
is their thing.
So that you can answer your call on your washing machine or your oven or whatever, and monitor things as well. See who's at the front door.
I still worry this because LG's doing the same thing. LG's got a lot of AI. They're pushing
they've got their
ThinQ.
ThinQ AI now. Yeah,
I feel like it's still the answer to a question nobody's asked.
Yeah,
because I found myself this week on the radio talking about this, trying to preempt, what Samsung and others were doing here. And I gave the example, which I think probably Jeremy Senior first gave to me when he was at Samsung, and I still think it's a fantastic one of, AI can help with the elderly. So your fridge learns about habits.
Yep.
My mum, if she was living alone, she's always gone to the fridge by 9 a.m. Her kids, her carers, whoever, should maybe get an alert to say, just so you know,
the fridge yet.
Suzanne didn't go to the fridge by 9 a.m. You might want to check on her. So we just ring up, say, hey, Mum, what's going on? She goes, I went out for breakfast, whatever,
Yeah, of course.
But, it should learn.
Yeah.
Why haven't you done the washing for a week? Is there a problem?
Yeah.
Why haven't you cooked for 2 days? That's strange. It's out of normal habit. The thing is, none of that's new.
Yeah,
that's.
But I think what's new, or what we think is new, is the fact that AI and how it looks at all the data, our usage stats, and then I think the goal here is for it to be proactive, not reactive. So to anticipate your needs, to say, it may be a case of. You haven't washed for a couple of days and the weather's great. How about putting a load on right now? Or
I like that.
You've still got some food in the fridge. You could make this tonight before it goes off.
So instead of waiting for me to go, what can I make?
Yeah, it'll say
it's prompting me in an app. Hey, just so you know, you got ham that's going off. You should probably make pizzas tonight.
So that's how I imagine it to be, sort of knowing your habits, knowing what you got, knowing all those things, and then coming up with those ideas of the suggestions to do. Well, like I said, to put the washing on, make this, do that. Yeah. That's how I think it's going to be. Because how long have we been talking about smart homes?
Too long.
A long time.
Well,
so AI, I think, is going to make the rubber hit the road. It's going to finally be time now where, we can call that a smart home.
And again, I said this a lot this week, the problem with all of this is great if you're building a brand new home because you're going to buy all new appliances. You can buy everything in one ecosystem. Whether you go LG or Samsung or whatever it is, you're going to go all in. But for most of us, we buy a fridge when the fridge dies.
Exactly right. It's a grudge purchase. And you don't just change your fridge.
You're unlikely to have a huge amount of cash. But when
it is time to do that, you're going to likely buy something that'll fit into your ecosystem, right? So Samsung's in a good position here because you think about it, right? They've got the phone, they've got tablets, they've got appliances, televisions. They're set, laundry appliance. They're set up. They've sort of got every.
Yeah, but so is LG,
boxes.
right? So
LG don't have the phones.
No, but they have the ecosystem
tablets
at home.
Yeah.
So if you've got we've got a washing machine, I think from LG. Yep. Is there a reason why I should buy an LG fridge? It's not going to move the needle on that decision. That's the problem.
Well, I think that the companies would like to think that is the decision that would move.
The problem is it's all at the high end.
Maybe.
It's not the everyday appliances, mate.
Yeah.
The everyday stuff that is the bulk of the purchases aren't these smart things. They're not enabled by all this. So I think that's the biggest challenge, is that it's out of reach for a lot of people because it's premium.
Yeah, no, my thought was that it was something aimed at more customers, not just at high-end customers. So it'd be something that would it's like a flagship phone, right? The features on a flagship phone sort of filter down to the mid-tier phones pretty quickly, right? So to me, that's how I think the approach would be. That maybe now in these initial stages where it's the latest and greatest and most expensive, but I'd like to think that in a year or two or three that a more affordable fridge or washing machine will have
We've been talking about it for a long time, though.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be something that, for it to be successful, I don't think that Samsung or any company for that matter should make it exclusive.
No. I think the challenge is that it's just hard. I think the problem they have for IFA, I think the problem IFA has is appliances are, like phones, have hit peak everything.
Yeah.
They can already do the stuff. They can already do the thing. Like one of the things you want from a fridge that you probably don't know it can do is energy efficiency.
Yeah.
And that comes from learning. So a Samsung
That's a
fridge
big part of it, I reckon,
may well now know that, look, there is no one in this house 7 days of the week that opens the fridge between midnight and 4 a.m. So just go into sleep mode. Don't use the compressor. Save energy during those hours. A fridge can be much smarter like that.
I read in the LG stuff about how they also want to introduce new features. So sort of your appliance has sort of become almost like a smartphone where they do a software update and there's a new feature there.
Yeah.
And also too, the LG was saying that they also want to be able to anticipate any potential issues that you may have as well. That's pretty smart.
Well, Samsung also put out a release yesterday saying that they had enabled this kind of two-way communication with smart things. Yeah. You have to opt in. It's your approval, this kind of stuff. But essentially, the Samsung support team
they're monitoring
can monitor what's happening so that when you ring up and say, why is this happening, they can go, well, let's look at the temperatures over the last 5 days, and they have access to the information.
That's
so
good.
You want the smart things to share outwards into Samsung support so that when you need support, it's good. It's got some information about it.
Well, mate, at the moment, we've got a Samsung TV, Samsung heat pump, the washer dryer, and I've got the Samsung phone and
fridge,
TV and fridge. I've got the set, and it tells me when on the screen, cycle complete for the washing machine, right?
Yeah.
Funny thing is, because I bought my mum 2 TVs. Did I tell you this story?
I was just going to tell you the same thing.
I bought my mum 2 Samsung TVs, and I
You logged
signed
them in.
and I go, just
she
ignore.
gets the notification.
She goes, I said, that's just my washing.
So good news, you can turn that off because I was at my mum's and I went, the address is complete. And Amanda's done the
switch it
close
off on that TV.
On that TV, you can turn off the notification.
I'll go do that. And I said, just ignore that. Don't worry. She goes, I was wondering what cycle complete meant. And I said, that's the washing machine. Okay, just ignore that. So she was ringing me saying, Stephen, the washing's ready.
But see, the best example I could give in trying to hype up this kind of feature was, Amanda puts the washing on. She's got to go out. She says, hey, when the washing machine's finished, can you hang it out? And I'm sitting watching.
I get that every day.
I'm sitting watching the footy or whatever, right? And I forget. She gets home, the washing's still in the washing machine. But now, in the right ecosystem, your TV, your phone is telling you, and you're like, I don't need to remember.
But Joe, that doesn't stop Joe writing a piece of paper with washing written on it. I puts it on my desk before she goes to work.
That's fair.
He puts washing. Yeah. I'll get the notification, mate. I'll get the notification. I don't need paper.
You should do what I did, which is install smart things on her phone so that she starts to see what you... So Amanda now sees that she gets those notifications.
On her iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea.
Just install smart things, she'll get the notification and she'll realise that it helped her, but it also means she knows you're getting that notification too.
Good that Samsung hasn't disqualified. Let's still put that on, make it available for iOS.
Well, Smart Things is agnostic to platform.
Yeah, because it's running Matter.
But just because Smart Things has always been an open platform.
Yeah.
It's got Arlo, it's got Ring.
Matter, I think Apple's part of Matter, aren't they? The whole consortium. Isn't it?
But Smart Things has always been an open platform, even before Matter was created. And so you can have an iPhone and use a Samsung washing machine.
You put HomeKit on an Android device, mate?
Not at all.
Yeah. It's open. It's all open, isn't it?
No, it's not. Not HomeKit.
There you go.
Samsung's always...
Is it that Apple's version of Smart Things, HomeKit?
Yeah, broadly.
They're would you agree they're sort of lacking a little bit in that whole area to sort of the HomeKit and the whole it's been around for a while and hasn't changed much. It just still does the same thing. It's very basic stuff.
It's fallen as far behind as Siri has.
Yeah, there you go.
It's still brilliant, but it's fallen well behind.
But just don't install on Android.
No, you can't.
Smart Things you can install on iPhone.
Yeah.
HomeKit you can't install it on your on your Samsung phone.
Good times. Anyway, you can read all about the announcements Samsung's made here at IFA, as well as LG and all the other companies today and over the days ahead. And you can do that at techguide.com.au and EFGM.com.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Two Blokes Talking Tech is proudly supported by Arlo. And guess what, Trev?
What?
Arlo is teaming up with Universal Pictures again to sponsor The Bad Guys 2.
Oh.
So they did
the original Bad Guys movie, didn't they?
Yeah. So they thought, you know what, one good turn deserves another. They're going to support this. The blockbuster Bad Guys 2 launches in cinemas on September the 18th which means from the 1st of September, which has already passed, to the 30th, Arlo is giving families across Australia the chance to win one of 100 family passes. So you obviously need to buy product to go to the Arlo Smart Home Facebook page. Share how your Arlo camera helps them catch all the action at home. So you've already bought it's not going to cost you anything if you're already an Arlo customer. So you can go ahead and do that. And you're looking at the Arlo Pro 5 2K. That's a really good 2K HDR video, 160 degree field of view. So you can capture some pretty special videos with that one. The Arlo 2K video doorbell also lets you speak two-way audio and see your visitors as well. Talk to them like you're on the phone. Well, you are on the phone. It's like a little video call. Yeah. So look, if you're part of the Arlo ecosystem and you want to share your experiences, you could potentially win one of 100 family passes to The Bad Guys 2 in cinemas on September the 18th. Check it out at arlo.com.
Everything about tech you never wanted to know. This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Now, the federal government released the results of their age assurance trials this week. And if you read the press release, or if you read pretty much any of the reporting, especially in News Limited papers, you'll think this is great, good news. Age assurance can be done. Kids can be banned from social media. We're on a winning track. The government described it this way in their press release. It says, the Albanese government has today published in full the final report of the independent age assurance technology trial, which found age assurance technology is effective in protecting young Australians from explicit and age-inappropriate content online. The minister went on to say, we're on the side of families and we're pushing forward in our mission to help keep kids safer online through world-leading reforms. Now, Uncle Trev's going to say a bad word, Kitty, so if you're in the car with Mum and Dad, here's what I called it. I called that bullshit because, mate, I spent a fair bit of time scrolling through. I didn't read the entire 6 million pages, but I spent a lot of time looking for the call-outs, the bits that weren't their headlines, because this is a very beautifully graphic designed report in many different volumes. And the thing is, it does prove that it works, but there's essentially 3 levels that it talks about, right? And the reports actually are broken down into these levels. It's age inference, age estimation, and age verification. Right. Now, verification is the last kind of tool in the tool chest. Yep. It's asking for your ID. That's verifying that you are how old you say you are using a government ID. So let's just ignore that for now because you're not meant to need to use that. Yep. The tech companies are meant to take reasonable steps. By the way, reasonable steps still have not been outlined by the E-Safety Commissioner or the Minister.
But do the companies have to, like does Meta and these other companies have to front up with their own, here's what we plan to do? Have they done that yet?
The minister has to come out telling them what reasonable efforts is,
right? And
then they have to. They can't say it can't be done because this trial has proven it can be done.
Right.
That's essentially the purpose of this trial.
So they've got to meet that demand.
Yes. So age inference is the idea of saying, look, we've looked at your behaviour on this platform over the last few days or months or years, and we think you're this old. Which is why, Stephen, you and I are not going to be at issue here because all these platforms are going to go, we know that you're over age because we've just looked at what you're doing and we're pretty confident a 14-year-old isn't browsing the things that you're browsing, right? So then you take it into, age estimation or age assurance, which is the idea of going, we think you're not of age, so we'd now like you to try and prove to us that you are without a government ID. So take a selfie, take a whatever. Guess what? It works. It works really well. Yeah. Except if you look at the graphs. Now, I put one of these graphs at EFTM. There's a graph there called Decision Confidence and Buffer Thresholds in Age Estimation, which says that with high confidence, they can estimate the age of someone if they're over 25. And with high confidence, they can estimate the age of someone who's under 10. But with low confidence, can it be done between the ages of 15 and 21?
Hello?
The very ages that it matters.
Oh, my God.
Like, it's ridiculous. And the worst part, the final part I'll say is, then they talk about the performance of age estimation. So this is basically how accurate will it be when they do the estimation using face recognition or fingerprinting or whatever they're going to do, finger pointing, all these weird things. It says that between the ages of 13 to 15, and this was through like nearly 9,000 tests, the mean absolute error which is essentially how wrong it could be, was 2.74 years. So that's like 1.4 years either side of your actual age. Which means a 15-year-old could be shown to be a 16-and-a-half-year-old. A 14-year-old could be shown to be 6. Like, it's just ridiculous.
And a 16-year-old could be shown to be 14. Yeah. Jeez.
I've said this all along. In the end, it's going to require a parent or someone to come in and show ID.
Yeah, exactly right.
Which is not taking the onus off parents; it's putting it back on them.
Do you find all this trouble they're going to, and I admittedly the technology hasn't been around that long. Isn't it weird that they didn't try to sort of do something about kids accessing porn online years ago?
Well, they are. We should be clear, and there's a whole separate legislation that's come through that comes into effect in December, which essentially makes it harder for kids to see inappropriate content through Google searching and stuff like that, and inappropriate links and things.
Yeah.
Which is why
that was sort of built into Google anyway. There's safe search.
No. But this is government legislation that requires that safe search is enabled for young accounts, and if you want an account, you have to go through that process. So that will come into effect essentially later in the year. But this just goes to prove that it's not going to be an easy process, that News Limited will go quiet in December and January because they won't know how to report the challenges that are being faced by parents with kids wanting to access the internet.
Well, they're not going to report it too negatively because they were kind of
they're the reason it happened.
The wind underneath their wings, weren't they, for this whole thing?
Thank you, Ben.
So I think it's going to be like a Super League situation there, where you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Just say nothing.
Yeah,
just sit on the fence.
Any change will be buried in the middle of the paper, like South Sydney March.
That's it. Yeah, it's mate. I think December's going to be a very, very busy month.
And then January, we're going to start seeing reports of how kids have gotten around it.
Oh yeah, the Herald will be smashing that.
I don't think they will, because I don't think I've not seen any media. Maybe The Guardian.
Yeah.
Pretty strong about how there's some flaws here, but they're not anti the legislation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I understand. Look, I understand that they're coming from a place of their care for the
there's
young
goodwill
kids,
in it for sure.
Absolutely, that's the word I'm looking for. But it's not going to be easy to achieve it with people who don't want to be included in it. There's going to be people trying to skirt around this, right?
Yes.
That's the challenge is not with the people who are going along with it. It's with the challenge with those people who are trying to skirt it, and that the age verification duds them into the wrong age, either too young.
I'll give you a gold platter guarantee that so it comes into effect December 10, 11. So on the week commencing December 14 or so, just look at the App Store charts for Google Play and Apple and see what apps are going up the charts. It'll be Discord, it'll be WhatsApp, it'll be Telegram, it'll be
the ones not included in the ban.
The ones not included in the ban. There'll be these random apps that kids discover are great ways of sharing photos. And
so Messenger's still fine.
Snapchatting themselves.
WhatsApp's fine. Snapchat's fine.
No.
Oh, Snapchat's fine.
I'm saying Snapchatting themselves.
WhatsApp is good.
Yeah.
Messenger's good.
Discord is fine.
Discord.
A place of great craziness.
And YouTube, of course, is
Gonski.
lumped in. Are they still any court action you're hearing of? Or
haven't heard anything about it. No, they won't win, so they won't go to court.
Yeah.
I think they'll look like idiots if they go to court too. I think they'll lose public favour.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What? And I understand that the UK was sort of looking over the fence at this.
Oh, they've implemented stuff already. They've had
after we did
a 300. Yeah, but it's already implemented.
Right.
So they've had a 300%.
They got the idea from us and already said, "Yep, let's just
300% increase in VPN downloads and usage." Really? It's crazy over there. The best one I've seen thus far was when it's like, okay, I want you to hold up your phone and move your face around, and it tells you like open your mouth, like whatever, right? Age verification. Bloke puts his phone up against his computer with like Call of Duty or something, or a game where you can emote, and so it looks like a real person, and they're just controlling the character and making him talk to open his mouth and stuff. Past the verification.
You don't reckon that's going to happen here?
Yes,
mate. There's
100%.
Some pretty savvy teenagers out there, mate. That are
mate. I will be. I must set that week aside for testing a bunch of different crazy methodologies.
How to get around it?
Yeah, yeah. Mate, imagine the clicks on that. How to get around the social media ban?
Wow, solid. The government might try to shut you down.
Well, they obviously don't care. They haven't tried to shut me down. They haven't tried to talk me out of my opinion at this point. So,
well, your opinion's your opinion, mate. No, they haven't tried to talk me out of it either.
No, but that's the funny thing.
Yeah.
Tell me whether you agree with this, right? So, we've both had times where you have an opinion. The best one ever was Vodafone, I reckon. I remember still vividly. I'm doing Stuart Bocking's afternoon show on 2UE. Caller rings up and says, which networks are best, and I go, well, Telstra's got the best coverage. Optus is pretty great, and Vodafone's not that great, and we all know that. This was in 2011. No. This was like 3 or 4 years after
Really?
Vodafone, right? Oh. I'm just like, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
And I remember vividly, Karina Kaiser, the PR at Vodafone at the time, she rings me up and she goes, "Hey, just heard you're on 2UE."
Dissing us? Yeah.
No. This is how the conversation went. Just heard you talking on 2UE with a caller about our network. Totally appreciate that's your opinion. Have you got time for a burger?
Yeah.
I said, sure. We went and had a burger.
The magic word.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it was just the two of us. She said to me, listen, I'm not trying to change it. I just want you to give us a go. Because you're not a Vodafone customer, so give us a go.
So there's still you were still prejudiced against them after Voda failed, weren't you?
Exactly. Because that's what's in everyone's mind. Yeah. And so I gave them a go, and since learned that actually around the town and in the city it's totally fine, and in the country it's fine.
And that we are actually now
learn everything, right? And so all I'm saying is, if you had a firm belief that that I was wrong on this.
Yeah, but what you're thinking about Vodafone, that's I know you say it's an opinion, but that can be proven with fact, the network performance, right?
Yeah. So, but if you're the government, if you're the minister, and you've cited things or seen things or whatever it is that you think is going to help convince me that we should be doing this the way we're doing it, why wouldn't you ask? But they don't want it. Whatever, I don't care. But
you mean ask the?
Why wouldn't you sit down and say, "Hey, well, no, even not." I'm not trying to have them come to me for opinion. I'm just saying,
ask different Australians.
We've heard you ad nauseum tell people that this thing's not going to work. It's not going to do this. Can we just give you our side of the story?
Yeah.
And maybe there'll be little nuggets of information there that would be useful. I don't know, but they haven't tried that.
No.
And that's why I think that the kind of reporting that we do, talking about this and analysing this age assurance trial, mate. If you took the time to read this thing, you'd be like, how have they come up with that headline? It is overwhelmingly positive, but in the area that matters most. And so the problem is, what they've done is they've proven that age assurance is possible. Yeah. Tick. But in relation to the social media ban, it's not as good as it needs to be.
Are they maybe hoping that the platforms sort of do the heavy lifting for them there?
Well, this report has proven that even if the platforms do institute this kind of technology, it's never going to be accurate enough for a 13 or 14 or 15-year-old.
Wow.
But again, with less than now 100 days to go, less than 100 days until it comes in, we still don't have definition on what reasonable steps the platforms need to take. And that's just remarkable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway.
This isn't the last we're going to hear of this.
I don't think so either. Yeah, no. Stand by for a few more of these and conversations in December and January about how it's being used.
Absolutely.
And, I'll be the front line of that because my kids are getting kicked off.
Exactly. So
number one thing I've got to do...
Jacko's good.
Jacko's fine. But what I got...
Victoria, they're right in the guts of it, aren't they? Yeah, wow.
Victoria just turned 15. She loses it for 9 months until she gets it back. And so I've got to remember to get them to screenshot anything that happens on their phone on December 10 or 11 because, that's the...
Of course.
That's the source of truth.
Isn't that unfair that they had it and lose it?
Yeah.
They shouldn't have made it that if you're 13 or younger when this comes in, you can't have it till you're 16.
Yeah.
But if you've already got it, keep it.
Yeah.
They didn't do that.
My opinion was that if you've already got it, you can keep it if you have enabled the parental controls.
Yeah.
That's all.
So that's common sense there, right there. And
there's no common sense in this legislation at all.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But again, don't you think that side of it, does that offend you that they're thinking they can parent your child?
It offends me
that
they're taking responsibility away from me as a parent.
Away from you. Yeah.
It's like, I don't want the government to control my kids.
But you know what? There'd be, on the other side of that coin, there'd be a lot of parents thinking, oh, thank God, I don't have to worry about it.
Totally. And so if that's you, then let your kids go and be happy. Switched off.
Yeah.
Great. But just know, those are the kids that are going to find their way around it.
Try to skirt it. Yeah.
They're going to be early doors people that are found their way around it. And then they'll be in a Discord channel telling each other how to do it. And there'll be WhatsApp groups telling each other how to get out of it and around it. And they'll all be back on social media.
Yeah, but then say that happens, right? Say that young Harry says, I'm going to get around this. And he gets onto, let's say,
TikTok.
Instagram.
Okay.
Or TikTok. Use TikTok. Is TikTok he's got to go through like a second set of whatever
he's done has got to get around that. That's what he's got to do. He's got to get around that. That's the only verification he's got to get around.
Yeah. And so there's only one. It's not like there's separate verification for that the government's implemented.
No. It's at the platform level.
It's one.
Yeah. You've got to do it once on TikTok, once on Instagram.
Oh, separately to each platform.
Yeah,
so
it's up
not
to the platform.
It's not one size fits all. Each one has their own.
They might do their own thing. One might do flashing colours in the face of a selfie that proves it. One might ask you to, count to 10, and then backwards from the alphabet, who knows?
And say that Harry got through, right? Say he got through, he's on TikTok.
Yeah.
What mechanism is there to say, hey, you know what, we might have got that wrong? Would their algorithm be thinking, hang on, you're looking at stuff that maybe a 13-year-old
That's where age, what's the word? See, all these words. Age inference is the word. So that's where I would think they're going to have.
Going to look at 13-year-olds.
They're going to have a continued inference, so that if they go, listen, we know you passed the test earlier, but we really don't think you are.
We know you look at a lot of SpongeBob SquarePants, and that's not.
Sorry, but we need a parent to verify your age.
Okay, so there could be that. There could be that possibility.
Maybe, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it goes beyond just the you get into the nightclub, but if you're looking at stuff that you shouldn't be
but if you go up to the DJ and say, mate, can you play
the Wiggles?
then they're allowed to go, we're inferring that you're younger, get out.
We need to see your
go
ID,
back
mate.
to the door and let a bouncer check and look at you and go, are you really over 16? And if he doesn't know that you are, he can say, I'm sorry, unless you can prove ID, we're not coming in.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good analogy.
Yeah. There you go.
But the fact is they're going to get around it. And the nightclub in that scenario doesn't get fined by the government if they took reasonable steps.
Right.
Whatever those reasonable steps are, which has still not been defined.
Yeah.
If they took the reasonable steps and they can prove that when this kid came in, they took reasonable steps, they checked, they let him in.
Yep.
And then they inferred that he was younger and they sent him out again, and then they took reasonable steps. As long as they can show they took reasonable steps, they can't be fined.
And so, because the fines are solid, eh? The
$49.5 million.
So you reckon? I reckon that the platforms will be a little bit oversensitive. Don't you reckon? They'll clock it up to make sure the age. What was the word you used?
Age inference and age estimation
will be very sensitive.
Yeah, but then they've got to be very careful they don't drive everyone to showing ID. See, the government doesn't want this to end up in everyone asking for ID, because then it'll blow up the government's face, because it'll look like the government's trying to. See, people think, like you broadly did just then, the government's going to run the insurance, but it's nothing to do with the government.
Yeah, right.
So people are going to think
the rules,
that the government is collecting IDs and stuff, and it's not.
No, it's the platforms. Yeah.
So the government doesn't want it to be too much, because they don't want IDs being asked for every 5 minutes, because that'll just be all over social media.
Jeez.
And everyone in the media will want to report on that as well.
As they should.
Anyway, you can read my thoughts on the age assurance trials at EFTM.com.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
We spoke earlier about Arlo, but they've just added some other AI features. Well, there's one they've added now, and there is one that's coming.
Yes.
So the one that's there now is event capture, and this is part of the Arlo Secure 6, so
correct,
the latest generation of their home security subscription service. So event captions means that, when you get a notification and you press on it and you watch the video and you go, it'll say package, person, whatever.
Yep.
Now with event captions, it'll leave a little description.
I'll give you an example of one, right?
Yeah.
So I've had this for a while now, and it's been fascinating to watch it kind of get better and just understand a video. So picture from my wide floodlight camera, so it's looking at the driveway, it can see all the cars.
Yeah.
It says the description of this is a black Mazda 2 is parked on the left side of frame with a teal Cupra parked on the right side. The camera is positioned above the vehicles, offering a wide view of the driveway and surrounding area. An animal is making a sound. Like that's
good. You don't have to look at the video then, do you? So you can just understand what's happening.
My main issue is that the knowledge base thinks that my car is a Cupra Formentor. So another one, a black Mazda 2.
Have they upgraded you there?
No, they've taken away the electricity. But a black Mazda 2 is parked on the left side of the driveway, and a dark Cupra Formentor is parked on the right side. A person with long hair is walking towards the Cupra. Amanda, what are you doing? So the reason that's cool is because of what that second feature that you mentioned.
Yeah,
video search.
So you can.
The idea is I could just search for Cupra.
Yep.
Or I could just search for long hair. or pink dress or whatever it might be.
You know, guy in a hoodie or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I did
Possible.
notice. So it's also now got much more kind of explicitly, I guess, descriptive titles. So instead of just person detected, it says person walking near car or person approaching vehicle or whatever it might be.
Or person leaving a package and walking away and stuff like that.
Yeah, who's this random person walking on my driveway? Geez, I don't even know who that is. That worries me. Anyway, but yeah, it's so cool. The information. A person wearing a pink hoodie walks away from a black SUV with the trunk open and the Cooper is parked and a package is on the ground. Look at that. Amanda's left a package on the ground and it says package on the ground. It
says it. Yeah, nice.
It's the idea that I can search. Now, here's what I want though. That's all excellent, but I do want this all turned around to allow me to customize my notifications.
Yeah.
So, and I've said this to Arlo over when they announce people recognition.
Yep.
I don't want a notification if it's Amanda, Jackson, Victoria, Harrison, or Trevor.
I don't need to know.
I don't need to know.
They're supposed to be there.
They're supposed to be there. I want to know when it's not those people. So, what I want to know is when certain things happen. Now, one of the things that I saw here was it said person acting suspiciously.
Oh.
And this was interesting.
How does it judge that?
Well, because I looked at the video and it was night time, so it was hard to judge. But Jackson walked past a car and then knelt down behind the car and then stood up again and walked away. And so you think about it, what's he doing? Well, that is suspicious, right?
Okay.
Now, I can tell you, I think it's okay to tell you that I saw Swan much earlier in the year showing a similar thing. Now, I've got Swan cameras in the office. The hardwired cameras are all there. And so I get these notifications from Swan that says a person's approaching da-da-da-da and describes the video. But they said to me what they're going to do is try and then highlight the suspicious activity. So it's fine that like someone walks up to the door and leaves a parcel, fine. But if someone walks up to the door and stares or takes photos, that's suspicious. That's what you want to know.
Unbelievable, yeah.
But what's problematic for me, and this is happening and there's other security companies which are going to announce this in the coming days. This same stuff, describing things, but it gets hilarious when it gets too descriptive. And I think I've shown you the Swan one at the office. If I'm not wearing a hat and I walk up to the front door of the office and turn around, it'll say a man, checkered shirt, medium build, bald. I'm like, cheers, bro. And it's like, thanks very much. I appreciate the medium build, but I'd leave out the bald if you could.
Wow.
And I've tested the Arlo, just so you know. Doesn't mention hair. Doesn't mention hairline.
Knows who you are.
Yeah. No. It just says person.
Respect your feelings.
But it doesn't mention the lack
video
of hair.
search that's coming.
Yes.
But RioLink introduced that too a couple of months ago too. RioLink has that.
Yes.
On their floodlight camera.
Yep.
It's got AI, all powered by AI, of course.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all AI all the time now.
It's AI all the time. Yeah. Absolutely. Every bit of it is AI. It's crazy.
There you have it.
All right, you can see details of the Arlo event captions at techguide.com.au and EFTM.com.
Everything about tech you never wanted to know. This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
I've been telling you for weeks that the NBN speed upgrade is coming, and the thing that matters most is your internal network, because there's no point having gigabit internet coming into your home if you've got crappy Wi-Fi, the original modem that came from your internet provider. And what's fascinating to me is I'm seeing a lot of telcos also starting to talk about this very message, because I think they're worried that people are going to order these high-speed services and they're going to have crappy Wi-Fi at home, and they're going to blame the internet provider when in fact it was their Wi-Fi network. If you're ordering fast internet, you need great Wi-Fi, and the way to get great Wi-Fi is to look at something like Netgear's Orbi product. The Orbi range of Wi-Fi mesh products create a dome of Wi-Fi over your whole home, which is the same speed that you're paying for. So if you're paying for 1,000 megabits to come into the home, you should be getting 1,000 megabits around the home. Get the speed that you're paying for in every room in the home, on every device, all the time, and you can do that thanks to Netgear. And you can find out more at netgear.com.au.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Now, Stephen, how's this for a fun one? We found this on Reddit. A young bloke, I'm calling him young because I just assume, Aussie guy has created a website called jbbuddy.com.
Yep.
Now, it's nothing extravagant. It's just a website that says we're comparing TV, phone, and laptop and tablet prices only. By the way, when I wrote the article 3 days ago, it was only TV prices. So what you do is, let's say you're on the JB Hi-Fi website and you're looking at LED TVs, right? So you're looking for a new TV. You've found a new TV. You're ready to buy.
Yep.
Okay? So what you do is you take the model number of that TV, and let's say I'm going to look at a TCL here, right?
QN 90F.
Okay, so what you do is you're on the JB Hi-Fi website, you copy the model number. So in this case, I'm looking at a TCL. It's a 65 C7K. If I paste that into this thing and click Find Best Price, it shows me that at JB Hi-Fi it's $12.95, and it tells me that's the best price. But then it shows me the price of that thing everywhere else. The Good Guys, Harvey Norman, etc. I've seen price fluctuations of $5 or $6. I've seen hundreds of dollars. And the point here is most of these sites and retailers will price match.
Yeah.
So you can go, hey fella, this is available at Harvey's or the Good Guys or Better or wherever for this much money. Can you do the same price?
Yeah,
they might say to you, well, listen, Billy Geitz is not in Sydney, so stick it up your bum. I'm not giving you that price because you're not going to ship that here, are you?
Yeah.
But what'd you get on your
I did the
price?
QN90F, which is that's the 98-inch TV I've got.
Right.
JB, the Good Guys, both the same price. And it gave me the 65-inch price for this because it's the same model number, but the different sizes.
Right.
So it said that the 65-inch Harvey Norman, $29.64.
So
The 65-inch QN90F, the Samsung TV, whereas the 98-inch is the same price, QN90F Neo QLED 4K Mini, which I reviewed on Tech Guide this week, by the way. The 98-inch, $8,995, and at the Good Guys as well.
So he's literally added to this in the recent days because it used to just be TVs. I don't know how you get a model number for a phone because if I type Galaxy S25, it doesn't work. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see that.
Website. They have model numbers. It doesn't.
Yeah, but like on the if you're shopping, it's not on the JB website. It's just listed as a
It doesn't have it in small type under the SKU.
Well, I was on the Harvey website. It didn't.
Yeah.
Let me check on JB's. The SKU is what you want.
Yep.
We actually don't want the SKU. You want the model number, which is far out.
Usually
for an S25, it's a very, very long code. It's like
cut and paste.
15 characters, but it's not one that you would normally see or have anywhere. It works, a cut and paste of the model number. But again, the SKU might be different at Harvey's versus JB's as well. So it could be a little bit deceptive.
I'm doing the Note 7. Jesus, long. And did you copy the SKU number too, or just the model number?
No, because the SKU's not part of the model number.
I'm doing it now. So the Galaxy Note 7.
Yeah.
Find best price. All the same, $28.99 across the board.
But isn't that a great idea?
Yeah. I reckon this person, young guy, AI built that. AI built it.
Well,
AI can build websites and apps and stuff.
Yeah.
I reckon make me a website that can compare prices.
It's a bit different, though, because it's databasing. So stop moving the table, Stephen. Jeez. It's a bit different because it's got to trawl and it's got to crawl these sites.
Yep.
Bring in the info and save it in a database. So you may have used JB AI in some way, but it's just such a great idea.
Well, if you're listening,
if you know what
Aussie
TV you're going to get,
reach out to us. We'd like to know. Aussie guy.
I've spoken to him. He's a lovely guy.
Okay. As a young guy.
Youngish, yeah.
And you never asked him how he did it.
He built a website that trawls the internet and databases
Does he use AI?
I
reckon AI is involved, mate.
I don't think
Heavily.
it is. I don't think it is at all.
Right.
Because it's
where
one of those
does he live?
things.
Where does he live?
I'm not telling you that.
What state does he live?
I don't know.
Oh. Okay.
Here's the thing. I watched the OpenAI. Shut up. I watched the OpenAI presentation of what's called GPT-5, and they talked about build this for me and build that for me. But it really just builds the front end of things. It doesn't ever do the hardcore.
Yeah, it doesn't build the database.
It's not creating an Amazon web services bucket for the data or anything like that. It's just coding some pages basically. But mate, I just think if you're about to buy a TV, you're mad not to compare prices properly.
Save you a bit of time.
Yeah. It's just a simple thing, easy done. And you know what? If you do save yourself some time, give the blokes some money because he's doing it for free.
Coffee/beer.
Well, the example, someone's on the radio said to me this week, well, how does he make money? I was like, it's a good question because if you go to finder.com.au or Whistle Out or Compare the Market, they make money because you checked and then you clicked. And they clip the ticket, right?
Affiliate,
essentially, it's an affiliate deal. This bloke's literally just created a database of info.
Yeah.
So if you do save money, send the blokes a beer or coffee money.
Give him $5. Yeah,
give him $10. If you save $200, give him $50 for crying out loud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Anyway, very cool. Did you come up with anything to end the show, Steve?
Not really, no.
So your question mark here.
Hang on, what are we into now? 1 hour and 3
Your
minutes.
question mark.
I was going to actually talk about the finals, mate, the footy final.
No,
but you don't want to talk about that?
This is a technology program. No one gives a rat's that Souths are a rubbish team.
No, well, they've come good lately, but...
Well, at the wrong time of the year, I would suggest.
They're not going to make the semis. That's unfortunate. But
that's
I
will
be watching the final game in the IFA press room with South's Rabbitohs.
Working real hard.
Oh yeah, I've cleared the diary, mate.
Diary.
I've blocked off 2 hours for that game, and how I'll be doing it. I'll be watching it on my Galaxy Z Fold 7.
Of course you will.
Yeah. I'll have the big screen open in front of me.
All right, well, we'll be back next week with episode 699.999 recurring.
99.
And then the week after with episode 700. Can't wait.
That'll be amazing.
See you then, Stephen.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you around the streets of Berlin.
Yes, you will. Well, we are living together in Berlin at the point.
Oh, that sounded...
Do we mention that?
That sounded...
We said that at the top, didn't we?
TechHouse. Val's name.
TechHouse. Yeah, we're here. We're living under the same roof.
All right, goodbye.
Yeah, bye.
Everything about tech you never wanted to know. This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.